Equity Investigation and Improvement Plan by Joshua Lewis, American College of Education. This is a presentation for the Ethical Leadership and Social Justice class by Dr. Heidi Smith. Europa Unified is located in Southern California. The district has just under 19,000 students. 76.4% of them are socially economically disadvantaged, meaning that is the percentage of students that are in poverty based on the federal guidelines, and 30.7% of them are English learners. The district mission statement is by fostering a growth mindset in every child, the district will empower each student to unlock their potential and succeed in career, in school, and in life. It's called Learning Without Limits. The big statistic that I want to focus on for this presentation is 38.3%, and that is the percentage of students who met the A to G requirements of going to college. Basically, these are the students that are prepared and eligible to go to college. It is a very low percentage considering the number of students that are there, only 38.3%. So that is a huge inequality and something that needs to be focused on. The learning environment for these students is they are in facilities that are 50 plus years old. Current state adopted materials are aligned to the California state standards. We do have one-to-one Chromebooks for all of our students and an average class size of 24 to 1. These facilities, as were mentioned, are old. They are in need of renovations to meet the career technical education infrastructure requirements, and they need to be more flexible and innovative and technology rich. The 24 to 1 class size ratio, it meets the local control funding formula target. And even though we do have materials that are aligned with the state standards, they are also in print and digital format, but just providing that textbook doesn't ensure that the curriculum is accessible to all students. Indeed, professional development is needed. The perceptions of stakeholder groups. Parents, when surveyed by the 2019 LCAP survey, 71% of them acknowledge that there are opportunities for involvement in the district decision making. Of the students, 90.86% of the students strongly feel that the overall climate and the learning environment is positive at the school, and 84.5% of the staff indicated that they are extremely or moderately satisfied with their school or site or department as a collaborative culture. What would the authors perceive these schools? Well, Rosenthal was famous for saying compliance or the rules are the floor to build on. And what he meant by that is that as leaders, and I think this is what he would say with these schools, leaders of the school need to consider the multiple identities of the students and staff that shape our thinking and how the collective groups influence our actions. Our identities, our collective identities, and the rules and the possibilities influence each one of us. And ultimately, each one of us has a choice with how we are going to lead and educate these students. And so it needs to be more than just setting some rules in place or setting some standards in place, that we have books that are aligned to the state standards and we have teachers that are credentialed. There needs to be more to it. Schwartz is another author that we looked at in this module, and he mentioned that like water, they found cracks. And he was referring to those outsiders that were motivated by virtual practical wisdom and character. And they came up with innovative ways. And that is what this district needs. They need those outsiders that are going to find ways, despite all of the rules and things that are in place, to make a higher percentage than 38.8% or 0.3% of students meeting those college and career standards. So what I would propose as a leader for this school district is a multi-tiered system of support. Tier one would be first best instruction, screening and monitoring, diagnosing the academic and behavioral needs of the students. Tiers two and three would be literacy support, intervention support, social emotional learning support, and academic support. It would be data driven, as was mentioned in tier one. This district has a declining mathematics rate of 4.5% from last year to this year, based on the standards set by the state. Again, only 38.3% of students meet the A to G requirements. And the foster youth and English learners have an extremely low graduation rate that is actually declining. And so things definitely need to change to bring equality. I would also propose students and teachers being partners in learning. This is based on the practices of formative assessment and collaborative inquiry, where teachers work together in teams. We call it impact teams to build the collective efficacy of each other. It's the belief of collective efficacy to clarify the learning goals. They need to know what it is they're trying to teach. And then they need to set success criteria. How are they going to know that the students actually learned it? And then they need to look at the evidence. What evidence do they have that the students actually learn what they are trying to teach them? And also maximizing the peer and the self-assessment. So that's where the students are the partners in learning, where students are looking at the success criteria, talking to their peers, and really understanding where they are in their learning. So all of the burden isn't on the teacher. These are the references for this presentation.